Hi everyone, thanks for joining me today for our practice. This is going to be a flow class. Might be a little harder, a little more challenging than what you've been doing, especially if you've just started practicing with me. But that's okay, we all just do what we can do. We all do what our body allows us to do. But it does give us the chance to sort of discover what the body can do, maybe a little more than what you expected. So to get started, we're going to start in child's pose. So let's flip ourselves over and let's place knees underneath hips, hands slightly forward to the shoulders, big toes together, make the knees a little wider, lift the tailbone or the sit bones and take them back over your feet. Doesn't matter if you can't get them all the way down. We just want to let those bellies and chests come between in our thighs, and we're going to bring our forehead down to the ground. So we close our eyes and just start to think about that breath. So it's a slow breath so that we can just allow ourselves to come into our bodies a little more. So breathe in, just notice the breath slide down the back of the throat. Notice it come in between the front ribs and the back ribs. Might even lift the chest a little. And as you breathe out, just allow that belly to flop a little in between the thighs. Let the chest be heavy and let the forehead drift down. Just going to spend a few quiet moments here. Just slow breath, breathing in. Trying to create a little bit of space within the body. So see where you can feel and where you can notice that the body expands. And as you breathe out, just allow that belly, that chest to fall downwards, the shoulders to soften a little, and letting the arms rest nice and heavy down to the ground. Slowness of breath, inhale coming in. Long exhale, allowing that belly to fall downwards, letting all the breath go. This time we're going to work a little more movement. So as you breathe in, curl the tailbone up and under, lift up a little. And then as you breathe out, we lift the tailbone, let the belly fall down and the chest fall down. Let the forehead come down to the mat. Just stay here for a pause. Inhale, curl the tailbone, round the spine a little, let the fingertips come out in front. And as you breathe out, lift the tailbone, belly falls down nice and heavy, the fingertips lengthen out a little more in front. Inhale, round the tailbone, round through the spine, lift up a little. And as you breathe out, press that tailbone up, belly comes down, chest comes down, and fingertips roll out in front. Inhale, this time, as we lift up, we're going to walk ourselves over to the right thigh. So you can let that right leg come out a little further and then lengthen through the left fingers. Let yourself come all the way down. Hold here for a moment. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Inhale, we're going to creep up. Curl the tailbone under. Nice round spine as you come up. Take it back to center. Bring the right knee in. And as you breathe out, just float yourself down. So you might even want to sway side to side. Just let that forehead make its connection back down to the ground, to your mat or a towel, whatever you're on. Inhale, curled up again. We're going to walk it out to the other side. Over to the left. The right fingers come out a little further this time. Allow yourself to pause in this, letting all of the breath go. Let the shoulders fall away from the ears. Inhale, round through that spine. Come up and forward. Bring it back to center. And again, allow yourself to fold into center. Just pause here for a few longer moments. Nice long inhale. Nice long exhale, letting yourself soften in. Breathing in, we're going to curl through the spine, tuck the tailbone under. Bring the tummy into the back of the spine and lift yourself up. So we're going to let those hands be nice and wide. Lift the fingertips up. Bring the hands together in prayer. And as you breathe out, bring the hands down through center. Poke the tailbone back and slowly let yourself come down. So the hands then go back out in front. Belly, chest comes down. Forehead makes its connection down to the ground. The inhale, we roll up again. So curl up, bring the hips forward, stack the ribs over, lift up to the crown of the head, fingertips come up, hands at prayer, slight pause. And as you breathe out, wind yourself down once again. So sit bones lift, belly come down, chest comes down, fingertips come out in front. Let that body soften in. Inhale, pulls you up round the spine, draw it up, arms nice and wide. And then exhale as you fold yourself down. Lengthen those fingertips out to the top of the mat. This time we're going to creep ourselves forward and come into tabletop. So let's bring the knees in underneath the hips, the hands forward of the fingers. Sorry, the hands forward of the shoulders, and then just start to wind yourself around. So we curl through the tailbone, through the hips, the belly, the shoulders, and I know it's a little harder to do it without music, so if you've got your own tunes happening, just roll around in it and close your eyes so that you don't feel as uncomfortable or worried about what you look like from the outside. This is really just to get those bodies moving a little more, just to produce a little fluid around the joints, the bones. So nice, slow, deep breath in and slow, deep breath out as you roll it out. You can do your lazy cat-cows where you arch and tuck the tailbone and the spine and then roll through, or you can be your slow wiggly worms. Just work with breath. So now we're going to look forward. We're going to rock the hips forward, bend the elbows back behind, press into the feet, lift the knees to create a little more space, and then press into the palms, come all the way down. Crown of the head extends out in front. Tailbone comes back, lifting up through belly and chest, so pressing into the back of the spine. Lift up a little, and as you breathe out, just roll it side to side, rock side to side. Just letting that spine come down. Tailbone pulls back, press back into the spine, lift it up, belly pulls in, and as you breathe out, side to side once again. One more, tailbone back, lift up, back into the spine, draw the elbows in by your sides and hold. So open the chest, soften the glutes, and breathe, press into those palms, shoulders come down. Let yourself come all the way over. We're just going to send the left arm out in front, roll over onto our left side. So you can leave that bottom leg nice and straight or bend it. That'll give you a little more security. What we want to do is pick up that right knee. So bend it, lift the knee up. And as you breathe out, just draw that knee towards you. So hand back of the thigh. Inhale, we're going to lengthen through that right leg. So you can either just leave that hand by the thigh, or you can draw the right arm on the inside, grab a hold of your big toe, and as you breathe out, try to draw that leg towards you, but drop the shoulder, drop the right shoulder away from the ear. Slow breath in, slow breath out. The tummy pulls into the back of the spine. That'll help with your balance. We can rock the heel inward a little. You might have a different sensation through the leg. You can move the heel back to see what that does through the hips. Let yourself come all the way down. We're going to flip over back onto our bellies. And then we're just going to let the hands come out in front. Pull the right hand behind. Find a bent right knee and place that foot into the hand. So let the left arm come out in front, breathing in. We're just going to draw that right foot back. And as you breathe out, let yourself soften into this. We're going to flip over to the other side. So we're coming over to the right side this time. Remember, you can bend your right knee underneath for support and then open up through that left leg. Hand behind just to let that hip open, and then take it where you need to be. So either opening up with the hand behind the thigh or dropping the left arm in front, big toes, and just let the shoulders soften away from the ears. Just spend a moment here breathing in, slowly breathing out. You can rock that heel if you like. See if that causes a different sensation for you. You're just trying to lengthen through the back of the leg. Slow breath. Let that come down. We're going to rock over onto our tummies again. This time the right arm comes out in front. Left arm lengthens, but it goes out to the side, and find your bent left knee and your foot. Place foot into hand. Inhale, lift up. Really press that left foot into your hand and open it up. Slow breath, come all the way down. Just take the arms out in front, rest your head, and wriggle through the glutes, just to release that spine. Now we're going to place both legs. So what we do is we bend through the right knee. We send the right arm out to the side and see if we can find your foot. Press it into the hand. Left comes out in front, bend the left knee. Place foot into hand. Now as we breathe in, we're going to lift up through the thighs, the pelvis, the belly and the chest. So we want to really press those feet into hand. Lift up through that chest and hold and breathe and let yourself come all the way down. So just release those arms. Give yourself a nice wriggle side to side. We're going to do that one more time. So start from the left, bend the left, left arm comes out, take it from the right. Hold, let yourself settle in here for a moment, and then as we breathe in, we pull up through the thighs, press the feet into the hands, lift up through the belly and the chest, and slowly come all the way down. Let hands come out in front, soften in, give your bottom a little wiggle. Slow breath. We're going to pull those hands underneath shoulders, lift ourselves back up, come back to tabletop, and find child's pose again. So let the hips come back, knees a little wider, lengthen the fingertips out in front. Just let yourself soften here, belly, chest, thighs. Forehead coming down to the ground. Breathing in, we're going to take ourselves back up. So we're going to set up for down dog now. So let's make the knees be underneath the hips, hands forward to the shoulders, fingers nice and spread. We're going to tuck our toes, hips up to ribs. Just open the chest, pull the thumbs, makes you feel like you're pulling the thumbs in towards each other. It'll open those chests and snug the elbows back to the sides. Now breathe in, lift the knees up, press back away from your hands and lift the sit bones and walk it out. So just bending one side and then the next. We're going to start to build on our flow. So let the heels come down, let the knees be bent. Breathing in, we're going to lift our heels, roll through the spine. Let the shoulders be over the wrists and set the heels back. Now hold here. So if you need to step the feet back, you can. If you need to put the knees down and untake the toes, you can. Just make sure that you're nice and steady through this base of support. So through the palms of the fingers of the hands and grip through the fingertips and pull the elbows in and open the chest. So knees up, knees down, hips are lifted. Inhale, press up. Exhale, come all the way down. Take the knees down when you need. Tailbone moves back, lift up belly and chest, roll it up. Come all the way down. Breathing in, press into hands, knees, tuck toes. Lift the knees and press it back to down dog and walk it out. One side and then the other. We're going to bend our knees, lift our heels, look to the front, and then walk our feet up to our hands. You're going to find your forward fold. So knees are bent, arms down, crown of the head's trying to lengthen down towards our feet. You can sway the head side to side. You can sway side to side. But try to lengthen through the back of those legs, lifting sit bones up to the sky or the ceiling, wherever you may be. You're going to take hands to shins, bend the knees, press back into the spine, lift up, and as you breathe out, press but roll. Draw up from the feet, calves, thighs, breathe in, draw the arms up to prayer, and as you breathe out, roll it down. So sit bones lift, it's the top half of the body that comes down last. So hands and then crown of head. Just let yourself hang here for a moment. Let all the breath go. So bend the knees. We're going to go into a half lift, placing the fingertips out in front or on a block, but we're going to take the right elbow up. So as we breathe in, lift up through the elbow, and as you breathe out, let those right fingertips come up. Pressing back into the spine, draw the shoulders. You can look up, you can look down, but just draw the hips back. Try to even off through the hips, but pressing back into those shoulders. And let that right hand come down. So inhale, half lift. Exhale, let yourself fold into this. A little more length to the back of the legs. And then half lift, fingertips on the mat. Draw the right into center and draw the left elbow up. So again, press back into those shoulders to work the twist. Hips even off, lengthen through the back of the legs. You can look up or down, whatever's more gentle for your neck. Let that left arm come down and breathe, slow breath. Hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, take it down, press, roll. Let's release some of that tension. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold. Sit bones lift, top half of the body comes down. Bend the knees, plant the hands. We're going to step one foot back and then the other, and we're going to find our plank. Inhale, press up. Exhale, take it down. Untuck the toes. Press back into that spine, lift up into your cobra, and then roll it down. Snug the elbows in. Inhale, press into hands and knees. Let's find our down dog once again. Lift the knees, take it back, walk it out. Slow breath. One side and then the other. Now we're going to look forward. We're going to lift up our right foot and we're going to take it in between our hands. So just take it forward if you need. The back knee is going to come down and we're going to untuck our toes. Now inhale, we're going to draw ourselves up, press back into the spine, hands come up, and then we're going to take those hands together in prayer. So snug them down, elbows go nice and wide, and we're just going to sink into this a little. Not too harsh, just breathe, drawing those shoulders back. Now we're going to soften it. So bring the hands down, shoulders away from the ears. Just let yourself fall into this a little. Slow breath. Now we're going to press back up again, and we're just going to come to the top of our thigh. So we're going to place right arm on the thigh. We don't want to sink as low as what we normally would. We're actually going to lift this up. So nice straight line through that thigh. Now pressing right hand on top of the thigh, not the knee. We're just going to press back and lift up to the crown of the head. So you might feel this in your left hip flexor. Slow breath. Pressing back in the spine all the way through to the crown of the head. And breathe. Now both hands are down. We're going to kick off the other foot, kick it off, and we're going to place the weight into the right foot. So kick off and bend the knee and place it into the chest. The hands might have to come forward a little. Inhale, as you breathe out, set it back down. Inhale, kick off again, bring it in to the chest. Exhale, take it back and sink. Inhale, lift it in. Now this time you're going to take that left foot forward, take it out in front, and then come to sit down on your bottom. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to leave that right knee bent, and we're going to place our left arm around, breathing in. We're going to turn ourselves over to the right. So use that right arm to take yourself back. You can look gently over the right shoulder, but don't be too forceful with that neck. Just draw the right knee in. Breathe in and breathe out. Holding here for a moment. So this time we're going to come back around and we're going to place that right foot over the other side of our left if we can, and place that foot down. So you don't have to snug it right in if you're not able to. And then what we're going to do is we're going to press back. We're going to bring the right elbow in front of that knee. Now you can take it to the leg if you like. And we're going to draw that left arm behind. So breathe in, press back into the spine, draw the shoulders back and lift up. Pull the belly in, try to lift up out of the hips and hold here. Slow breath. Okay, slowly let yourself come back around. Now I'm going to draw that right foot back and we're going to place that down on the ground. Then we're going to lift ourselves back up. We're going to place our hands back out in front. We're going to bend that left knee, send it back, take it back, and this time find our high lunge. So draw the feet in, lift up through the spine, draw the arms up into prayer and or over the head, and allow yourself to sink. So we're going to draw those arms down. So we're going to stay in this lunge. So right knee over right toes and back heel. So allow that to come down. So inhale, you might lift up a little, bring the hands to prayer, exhale, let those shoulders drop and sink. Inhale, pull it up, nice and high, exhale down and hold. Inhale up, exhale sink, draw the shoulders down and hold. Just hold here and breathe. Slow breath. Hands come down. Now you're going to place the weight into the right foot and you're going to find a standing split. So just forward fold over that right leg a little, lifting up through the left. And then we're going to take that left foot forward and place it into our forward fold. So feet roughly around hip distance, just wherever you feel comfortable, lengthen through the sit bones, top half of the body painting. Half lift, bend the knees, lift it up, exhale, take it down, press, draw yourself up, hands at prayer as you breathe out. Allow yourself to fold down into this, bend the knees, plant the hands, step one foot back, and then the other, take it into plank. So inhale, press into the palms, exhale, take it down. Take the knees down whenever you need. Press back through belly or chest, lift it up and sink down. Press into the palms, press into the knees, big toes together, knees a little wide. We're going to sit those hips back, belly and chest come down. Slow breath. Just let yourself sink into this. And breathe. Just let all that nervous energy be released down, so allow the belly to be heavy. Even just placing a little weight onto that right thigh if it feels a little tender after the work that we've just done. Let's see if we can take that over to the other side. So creep yourself back up to down dog. So knees underneath the hips, hands forward of the shoulders. Just allow yourself to breathe, tuck the toes, lift the knees, press it back into down dog. Walk it out. Open through those chests, squeeze bellies back to thighs, sit bones lift, side to side, and breathe. Now look forward, bring your left foot forward in between your two hands. So remember just to tap it forward if you need. Back knee comes down, and tuck the toes. Press back, inhale, lift up, hands to prayer, and hold, and sink, and breathe. Draw the shoulders back. So we're going to take our hands down, We're going to let ourselves sink into this a little. Just straighten up through those knees, over toes if you need. Press into the top of the back foot if you're feeling it through the back knee. So this time, again, we come back up. So press back. We're going to even ourselves off. We're not going to sink as low. And we draw that left hand to left thigh. Press back into the spine and sink. So you might feel this through the right hip flexor, especially if you're quite tight through that area. Just engaging, drawing those feet together. You're feeling like you're pulling them in together. Can be quite a strong pose. So just breathe. Let's release it down. Let's place the feet down. Pick up the back toes, pick up the back knee. Now round the spine a little, bend the right knee and bring it into the chest. So you might have to creep those feet forward. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, kick off. Right knee in. Exhale, back. Inhale, up. Squat it down and back. This time, inhale in. Shoot that right leg out in front and come to be seated. Whew, quite tricky. Okay, let's place that left foot in. Breathing in, we place right arm around. Let's work the twist over to the left to begin with. Press back into the spine, lift up to the crown of the head. And breathe. And hold here. Slow breath. Allow yourself to come back around to center. Place that left foot over the other side. This time we're going to work the twist to the other side. So just find your sit bones, pressing back into the spine, creating some space. Inhale, and as you breathe out, right hand behind. Left hand can come to the leg if you like, or to the foot. And breathe, draw the shoulders out or back. Lengthen to the crown of the head. Slow breath. Just working that twist in the opposite direction to what we did. Okay, let's come forward. Let's place that foot down and let's creep those hands forward, lifting up, breathing in, bend the right knee up and take it back into our standing split. So lift up through the inner right thigh, forward fold over your left. Slow breath. And then let your right leg come forward. Find your forward fold. Sit bones lift, top half of the body hangs. Shake that neck out. Release any tension. Hands to shins, bend the knees, half lift. Exhale, take it down, press, roll. Draw yourself up. Slow breath. Let yourself fold down. Inhale, exhale. Just let it all be nice and long. Bend the knees, plant the hands. One foot back and then the other. Find your plank. Inhale, press up. Exhale, travel it down. Untuck the toes. Tailbone moves back. Press, lifting up into that spine. Hold here for a moment. And then let yourself come down. Pressing the hands and knees. Let's find child's pose again. Big toes together, work the hips back, let yourself soften into this. Forehead comes down to the ground. So it's important to just spend your time here, just to feel where that space is in the body. To notice it in between your front ribs, your back ribs, maybe in your belly. Or even just letting that weight sink nice and heavy into the thighs if you're feeling a bit tight through there. Slow breath. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, we're going to take ourselves back up to tabletop. Knees underneath the hips, hands forward to the shoulders. fingers nice and spread, tuck the toes. Inhale, let's lift the sit bones, find down dog and walk it out. So let the heels come down, press away from your hands, allow the knees to be bent, and then press into the feet, the toes, and let the right leg lift up. So press away from your hands. Come on the ball of your left foot, bend your right knee, pull it in under the chest, shoulders over wrists, and place your right foot in between the right hands, in between the hands there. And stay in your high lunge, so that means we don't take the back knee down. So look forward, just allow yourself to hold here for a moment. So allow your left hand to come in. We're going to keep that right knee pulling in as best we can. As you breathe in, release up through the right elbow, work that twist nice and open and hold. Extend out through your left leg. And breathe. Hips come down a little, press back into the spine, find your length. Inhale, we're going to take that right arm underneath, rotate it through to the other side. Exhale, come back up and hold. 2 more times. Inhale, underneath. Exhale, back into the spine, length. 1 more time. Try to keep that right knee pulled in. Exhale, back and hold. So work your right hand back, and we're going to let the right foot come a little wider. So you're welcome to take your back knee down in this, or you can leave your back knee lifted. We want to pull that right foot out to the edge of your mat or a little wider. So we sink the hips down. So remember, you can always take that back knee down and untuck the toes if you need in this, or you can work it a little more dynamically by keeping the hips lifted and that left leg really engaged by pressing out through the heel. So breathing in, and as you breathe out, just extend through the crown of the head. You can let that right knee start to rock a little, outward a little. And then we lift up, we bring the right arm in a little. As you breathe out, you can always take right elbow, open up. Let yourself come down. Let the back knee come down if you haven't already. Untuck the toes, and let's move those hips back and forth. So inhale back, exhale forward, but lift up through belly and chest. Inhale, take it back, exhale forward and hold. 1 more. Move through the hips, lengthen through that right leg and breathe and hold. So we can press back into the spine. We can let this open up a little further by bringing our right elbow to the thigh. Just lifting belly and chest a little, working into the back bend. We can come forward, bringing the hips back to center. We can always come down onto our elbows. If you want to give that a try, you can place elbows underneath shoulders. Make the fingers nice and spread though, only getting as far as what you can tolerate. So really be careful in those bodies. We don't want to work too deep, too quickly. The aim is always, well, in some instances, to be able to bring that right foot forward, and maybe even one day taking it over onto our right shoulder and lengthening out through that right leg into lizard pose. So these are sort of our prep poses for that pose. Okay, creep it back, lift yourself back up. Let's going to take that right leg back, and we're just going to work that around in tabletop. So just moving through those hips, bellies and chest. One way and then the other. Let's set ourselves up for down dog again. So tuck the toes, lift the knees, press it back. Find where you need to be, walk it out. And then let your left leg drift up. So pressing in the ball of the right foot, let the left leg press back away from your hands. Belly squeeze back to thighs. Inhale, ball of right foot, left knee bends underneath. We come forward, shoulders over wrists, and place that left foot down. And then we're going to come into our lunge. So draw the feet together, lift up through the hips, breathing in. And let yourself lengthen through the back leg. We're going to place the right hand down as best you can. Inhale, draw up through the left elbow and open up through those chests and belly. Squeeze the belly in, extend through the right leg or the right heel. Try to pull that left knee into the chest. Inhale, we're going to place that left hand underneath, over to the right as best we can. Exhale, take it back and open. Inhale, underneath. Exhale, back. Remember to keep extending out through that back heel. Inhale. Exhale, back and hold and breathe. Take that left hand down, place it down and move that left foot out to the edge of the mat a little. Coming forward, so hips come down a little, belly and chest open up, shoulders move away from ears. So we can always take that back knee down, untuck the toes in this if you need. So hips pull back, belly and chest come forward, extending and hold and breathe. Letting all of the breath go. We can always lift up a little, place that right hand back into the middle of the mat and open up through the left. Slow breath, extend back through that back heel. Strength building as well as lengthening. Come forward, let the back knee come down, untuck the toes, let's move those hips. Inhale, move them back, lengthen, exhale, come down and hold. Inhale, come up, exhale, back, inhale, exhale, hold here for a moment, lengthen through that left leg and then come forward again. Let the hips drop, belly, chest opens. Just holding here, we can always bring that right hand back in again, press back into the spine and open up. Left elbow, just giving that thigh a gentle nudge, working through our back bend as well, and breathing. We can always pull those hips forward and come down onto our elbows, placing the elbows underneath the shoulders, fingers nice and spread. Remember always to be kind to your body though. One side will be different to the other, so just working out what you need. In the one day, the hope of being able to bring the left knee over top of the left shoulder. I'm a little worse on this side than the other. Just breathing. We're going to lift ourselves up, press into the palms, lift it back, take that left leg back and wind it out into tabletop. So just get some fluid happening there around the hips, rolling them around, just doing some circles through belly and chest as well. Might be a little tight through those shoulders now. So just working the breath as much as you need, slow breath. One way and then the other. Okay, tuck the toes, lift the hips, take it back to down dog. Don't think about it too much. Just walk yourself out. Slow breath. Lift heels, lift hips. Let's walk those feet up to our hands. Lifting through sit bones, let the top half of the body come down. Crown of the head down, just walk it out. Hands to shins, half lift. Exhale, take it down, press, roll. Draw it up, hands at prayer. And as you breathe out, let's fold it down. Just relieving that tension out of the spine, out of the hips. Inhale, breathe in, bend the knees, plant the hands. We're going to step the right foot back. So we're going to come to the long edge of the mat, and we're just going to come to rest on our right toes. So you lift up through the heel, and we snug the right elbow into the thigh, lengthen out through that left leg. So press back into the spine. So snugging right elbow into thigh, press back into the spine, draw the right elbow up and lengthen through to the left. Left elbow, left fingers all the way up, and breathe. Inhale, left comes down, and we're going to lengthen and try to forward fold a little over our left leg, and then come back up, pressing back against the spine. Draw the left elbow up, release those fingers, left fingers all the way up, and hold. Again, inhale, let yourself come down, let the left fingertips come down as long as they can, forward folding, and then press back up. Draw the belly in, open it up, right elbow into the thigh, left nice and open, and hold. Let that arm come down, and let's rock ourselves into a bit of a wide-legged squat. So we're just going to shift from side to side. You can use your hands to help you through this, from one foot to the other. Try to lift up through the chest. As you get a little more gamer, you can always engage a little more by lifting up through those hands. Try to stay as low as you can, moving hips side to side, and breathe. One more. I'm going to come to rest over to the other side. So place elbow into thigh, breathing in, lengthen out, draw up through right elbow, open it up, and breathe, and hold. Pressing back into that spine to work our twist, setting shoulders back, and lengthen up through to that right fingertip. Inhale, let that right arm come down. Just sway it over, see if we can forward fold. One side might feel a little tighter than the other, but then open it back up. Squeeze the belly in to find length all the way through to that crown of the head, and use your elbow snugged into the thigh to create some space. Breathe in, let it come back, down, over. Exhale, open it up, and hold, and breathe. Let it come down. Let yourself just come back to center, turn towards the front of your mat, and then let yourself come down onto your shins. Big toes together, knees a little wide. Come into child's pose. So just work your hips back, belly, chest comes down. I like to sway side to side just to produce a little more length to the crown of the head. Belly's heavy, chest is heavy, forehead comes down. Just allow yourself to rest. Slow breath. Breathing in, we're going to lift ourselves up, and we're going to take those feet out in front, those legs to the top of the mat. Coming over onto our backs now. So shuffle down, keep the knees bent, come all the way down onto your backs. I like to press into my feet, lift my hips, and lay my spine down nice and long. So lift the knees up and take them into the chest. Just give yourself a nice big hug. Let shoulders fall away, close the eyes. Slow breath in, and as you breathe out, just allow those shoulders to work back. Bellies to be heavy, tailbone feeling like they're lengthening out in front. Tailbone lengthening out behind. You may like to rock side to side, or you might like to stay in stillness, whatever you need. You might even feel the need to place a light hand on either knees and just work some circles with the knees away from each other. Let the feet be floppy. You might start with small circles and then just make them a little bigger. If you are working your circles, just convert them to the other direction. So start small, roll around in the hips, and then gradually increasing it. Just allow those feet to be floppy though. Slow breath. We're going to hug our knees in, but we're going to make them a little wide. So allow them to be as wide as your ribs, and place the elbows on the ground and place hands behind the thighs. So just slow breath in, and as you breathe out, work the shoulders back away from the ears, and just allow the hands to take the weight of those thighs and knees. Just allowing them to be pulled down towards the side of your ribs. Breathing in, watching the chest lift, and as you breathe out, just allow the belly, chest to be nice and heavy. Now, it might feel nice for you just to stay exactly as you are, but if you would like to go a step further, we can flex the feet and try and bring the soles of the feet up to the ceiling. The only thing is we need to keep those knees nice and low as we can. So don't let the tailbone lift. Try not to let the knees lift too much. Lengthening the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. If you want to take it a step further, place the arms inside the thighs, and you can take a hold of your big toes, but again, tailbone's low, knees are low. If you find that those things are lifting, you need to come back to the original step. Slow breath in, and as you breathe out, let the shoulders be nice and heavy away from the ears. Just staying here, watching your breath. Can be as simple as just watching the rise and fall of your chest. Slow breath in, slow breath out. You can stay here in stillness, or you can rock side to side, whatever you need. Just let yourself settle into this. Keep going with that breath. Slow breath in, slow breath out. I'm going to bring the knees in. I'm going to give yourself a nice big hug once again. Your body deserves it. You deserve it. Shoulders away from ears. Finding stillness or rocking side to side, whatever you need. I'm going to let those legs lengthen down to the mat. So you can keep them bent, or you can lengthen them all the way down. Just bring the arms down by the sides with the palms facing up. Slightly tuck the chin into the chest. Allow your eyes to be closed. So as you breathe in, just notice the chest starting to rise. Notice you're creating some space inside. And see how far you can press that breath or that space down into the body. And then as you breathe out, just allow that body to be heavy. So let the heels roll in, the toes roll out. Calves soften a little, and the thighs. Hips feel like they're just melting downwards. If you're feeling that you can't switch the glutes off, you can always give them a little squeeze and then just let them go. That'll help release your hips as well. Just coming back to that breath, slowness of inhale, watching the chest rise. And as you breathe out, just letting the belly be heavy. Shoulders away from ears, jaw nice and heavy. Forehead releasing. Just going to spend a few moments here. Stay with that breath. welcome just to stay here a little longer. You can always pause the video if you feel that you just need a few more moments, a few more quiet moments to yourself. Or else start to wiggle through the fingers, wiggle through the toes, and start to wake that body up. You might like to lengthen the arms above the head. Maybe even bring those knees into the chest and give yourself a big hug. Shoulders away. Stillness or moving side to side. When you're ready, we're going to rock over to one side. So extend out through your bottom arm. Just allow that head to come on top. Curling up a little. Eyes are still closed. Just notice what you notice. The feel of the ground underneath. Feel of your clothing on your skin. Slight breeze if you're outside like me. Just watching that breath. So slowly, when you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves up to seated. So you might like to lengthen out through the top leg, lift up, and we're going to find a seated position. So nice comfy seat. Nice easy seat, so one that works well for you, so it doesn't have to be knees bent, it can be legs out in front. We're going to press back into that spine, lengthen through to the crown of the head, and close your eyes. I'm going to take hands to pray. Just want you to rest the back of the thumbs onto the chest. Slight bow of the head. And just feel that breath again. So slow breath in, watching the chest lift. And as you breathe out, just allow that body to be a little heavy. The shoulders falling away from the ears. Just allowing yourself to feel nice and grounded. Just watch the rise of the chest. Watch the space you create. And as you breathe out, just let all of the breath go. Very gently release the back of the thumb and the first finger up to the forehead as you bow your head. And repeat after me. Namaste. Thank you once again.